Hi y'all, and welcome to my channel. My name is Prof Otaku, and thanks for coming along with me to take a look at my life in manga and anime related things. This first video that I'm doing for y'all is a manga collection video for 2021, as it is January 1st. I wanted to kind of show you guys where I have progressed since I started collecting. A little bit about me. I started watching anime back in high school and through college, but I didn't seriously get into manga collecting until September of 2019. And since then, it's really exploded really as an interest for me and a strong passion. So how I'm going to structure this video is we're going to go one shelf at a time. I'll leave timestamps in the description below so that you can see, you can kind of jump around if you need to leave the video and come back to it so that you can kind of keep track of where you are. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more from me, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you can see when I release any more videos. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy my manga collection for 2021. All right, here we go. So I wanted to start with this shelf here. I get a lot of questions when I post my collection on Reddit of what shelves I use. And all these shelves here are from Walmart, believe it or not. I find the quality is very good. I've had them for over a year and they haven't warped or anything. This one right here is a floating bookshelf from Walmart, and it's a media shelf, so it's mainly for holding DVDs and stuff, but it's really perfect for manga. But you do have to do a lot of DIY to get it kind of hung up on the wall, but this would also look good on the ground too. So if any of you are curious, I got this from Walmart. So yeah, let's start. This is kind of my Naoki Urasawa kind of favorites shelf, kind of the stuff that I just really want to be able to see all the time, and so that's why I have it here on the shelf. So let's start up here. This is the Akira box set. I think everybody, when this got, I can't even remember when they reprinted this. I think it was in July or August of this past year of 2020. It was just nuts. I mean, everybody was picking this up. And so I'm really glad they reprinted it. I'm glad, since I was kind of late in the game with collecting manga, I was able to pick this up. This is Hachikuji, excuse my pronunciation. I'm terrible with character names. I'm probably going to forget a ton of them, so excuse me for that. But this is from the Bakemonogatari series. She's one of my favorites. She's absolutely hilarious. I love her banter. She's just got a funny personality. So this is the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan. This is the black and white version. I just thought it was really cool. I just wanted to have kind of one Funko Pop in my collection, and this is one that I really wanted. So, and last is the Death Note box set. One of the first box sets that I got when collecting manga, and the manga is on the shelves. So, and this is the Tokyo Ghoul poster that came with the box set. And so it's obviously double-sided, but that was the side that I chose. So of course you've got Ken Kaneki and him looking all dark and scary, as you know. All right, first one up here. This is Astro Boy by the godfather of manga, Osamu Tezuka. I bought this set after I read Pluto, and I wanted the source material to kind of see what it was based off of. And these are the singles that are pretty out of print. It's really hard to find a complete set, but I was really lucky to find it. Kind of back on my TBR list. I haven't read it yet, so hopefully I can read it soon. Next is Battle Royale 1 to 15 complete. This series is dark. It's gruesome. It's paced really well. I love the characters. I love the action. If you're looking for something gore, if you love Hunger Games, you need to get this manga. It's just a great read. If you're into like the seinen genre. This is really out of print, and the prices on this have gone crazy in the last 5 months. So there's that. So good luck finding it if you're collecting it. All right, we're going to some Naoki Urasawa stuff right now. This is Billy Bat, 1 to 20 complete, and Happy, 1 to 12 in the omnibus version complete. These are self-prints. These are not officially released in English. I am not going to go into detail about how I was able to obtain these, especially because there's kind of a self-printing problem right now. So I'll just leave it at that. But Billy Bat is my #1 series that I've ever read of all time, and it's by Naoki Urasawa. It's phenomenal, and I see why, after reading it, it's not going to be published in English, because there's too much political and there's too many cross-references to American pop culture that would be kind of a flurry of lawsuits. So there's that. All right, the next one right here is Mujirishi, the Sign of Dreams. This is a little one-shot by Urasawa. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite, but it's there. So I read it, and it's going to stay. Pluto 1 to 8 complete. This is based off of Astro Boy, like I talked about earlier. This is one of my favorite Urasawa works. I love the development. I love the characters. I love that it's that Adam isn't the main character. In the story, he's a side character, and you just want more and more of him. And I really enjoy, people say they got problems with the ending. I thought the ending was okay. I wish there was more to it, but that's all I'll say about it. But the story itself is rock solid. So if you have the opportunity to check it out, I definitely recommend it. Master Keaton. This is 1 to 12 in the omnibus complete. This is one of the Urasawa works I have not read yet, so this is pretty high on my list, and so I hope to read this pretty soon, because I haven't. It's just sitting here. We got Sneeze. This is the latest Urasawa work that just got released. It's a one-shot. I'll probably make a review of this pretty soon, just because it's one of my favorite things that I've read. And it's just something that's really easy. If you want to get something cheap to get into his stuff, I mean, this is where you do it, because you can get a little taste of kind of what he does, and some of the stories in here are absolutely phenomenal. And then right here, kind of in this comic book format, if I can pull them out, this is Pineapple Army. This is one of Urasawa's first works, and this is in the comic book format. So they released 10 volumes of this before they went and decided to discontinue it, but you can still collect these at a pretty cheap price, and they're really cool. They're episodic, and it's about a Japanese mercenary kind of just doing odd jobs after the war. So I really enjoyed it. It's like old school Urasawa artwork, kind of like in the Master Keaton Monster era. So if you're interested in that, this is a pretty cheap pickup and pretty cool in the collection. So, all right, moving down here. These two I actually got from Japan. I imported them. This is the art book from Urasawa from 2008, I think. And then this is the guidebook from 2016 or 2017. The guidebook has a lot more Japanese text that I obviously can't read, but there are some pictures of his studio and some artwork and stuff, so it's pretty interesting. This art book is where it's at. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal to see his artwork blown up, full color. It's just absolutely beautiful. If you can get your hands on a copy, I highly recommend you do if you love his stuff. But it is pretty expensive, especially with importing stuff with the shipping fees. So if you can find it, grab it if you can. So this next shelf, this is my Satoshi, let me get the last name here. This is my Satoshi Mizukami shelf. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer and Spirit Circle. I believe Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer is a masterpiece. A lot of people say it's tropey, and it's just as weird as you think it is. It's crazy. It's action-packed. The storyline, the immersion of the world is amazing. And Satoshi Mizukami just does a great job of letting each character shine in their own. And so if you can find it, it's very out of print. If you can find a set for a good price, pick it up, because I really think you're going to enjoy it. And the other one is Spirit Circle. This is a really cool work where you've got the main character You've got the girl and the boy, and they get in a fight. Basically, they're fighting, and you go into all these different worlds, and it's basically just like a bunch of little stories connected to the main two characters. And it's another Satoshi Mizukami work. So if you want world building, if you want good characters, if you want a solid storyline, this is where it's at. I really enjoyed it. 6 volumes, so it's not a heavy investment, but some of the volumes are going out of print. I think 1 and 4 are pretty close to getting out of print, so I highly recommend you pick it up if you still can. The last thing on this shelf, I don't even need to really talk about these two, but Monster and 20th Century Boys by Urasawa. Both are considered masterpieces in their own right. I'm not going to explain too much about them just because most everybody's heard of them. But 20th Century Boys, people complain about the ending. I thought it was okay. That's why we have 21st Century Boys, basically, is to kind of tie things up. But I personally enjoyed 20th Century Boys more than Monster in terms of the world, the art style, the development of the characters. I just thought it was really great. That's not bashing Monster, but I loved Monster when I read it. But 20th Century Boys was a more enjoyable read for me. The 20th Century Boys is being released in the omnibus version right now, so I highly recommend that you pick those up because it's almost complete, actually. So you're going to be able to pick everything up and get a good read and finish it all. And if you don't have Monster, it's got these beautiful perfect editions. I recommend you pick them up. They're really cool, especially when you lay them out and you can put the whole picture together. So it's really, really cool. So yeah, that's this first hanging bookshelf, and we're going to move on to the next one. So I wanted to start with this next shelf here. This is kind of my slice of life, romance, comedy shelf that I can just enjoy when I kind of want it like a light read. Up here are kind of the box set posters for One Piece and Assassination Classroom. And we've got some figures here. This is from Your Name and Kino's Journey. Let's kind of zoom in on that. I love the Kino's Journey figure just because of Hermes. The detail on Hermes is just phenomenal. And so if you are picking up a figure, I definitely recommend you pick this one up because it's really, really cool. All right. So starting here, this is volumes 1 and 2 of Fly Me to the Moon, kind of a new release by Viz Media. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I think the art style is super cute, and the characters, NASA is like a lovable guy, and you're just like rooting for him because he's so kind of like out there in terms of like he just doesn't know what's going on with the relationship. So yeah, it's really cute. If you like just an easy read, this is a great one to have. There's some weird supernatural stuff going on, but we don't know anything about it yet. So it's just been very touchy-feely about that. So Komi can't communicate 1 to 10 up to date. Komi-san is one of my favorite characters. She's absolutely adorable. She gets into all these antics, and it's been great to kind of see her character progression over the last, especially over the last, last several volumes. It's been really nice to see. So if you want, this is a 4-con, so if you're not into the 4-panel comics, but it really doesn't read like that. It really reads more flowing, so it's not too much of a big deal for me personally. Kaguya-sama Love is War 1 to 17 up to date. Volume 18 should be released pretty soon. Definitely one of my top 5 series. It is hilarious. This is kind of one of the stories where the side characters are so well written that they're better than the main characters, to be honest with you. Chika especially is just absolutely hilarious. I just love her banter with the main characters, especially with Kaguya. So yeah, I highly recommend you check this out. I mean, it's with the anime being so good. I mean, this is where it's at. You should definitely get the source material because there's a little bit more to it. So Silent Voice 1 to 7 complete. This is an amazing series about bullying and a girl who is deaf and a boy who is trying to basically come back from being a bully and be a good person. And it's just a really heartfelt story. It really hit me in the feels for sure when I finished it, and especially with some of the twists and turns that happen. You really sympathize for both the bully and the deaf girl, so I highly recommend you check it out. And it's in a nice box set if you can get your hands on it too. So, and the movie I've heard is phenomenal, but I've never been interested in getting the movie just because I've already read the manga. Quintessential quintuplets 1 to 11 complete, or up to date at least. This one's good for a harem. It's a good flow of story, good situations. Each character has their own personality, and so it's been a really interesting read. It's not one of my favorites, but it's good enough for me to keep collecting it. So, all right. Wotakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku. This is 1 to 8 complete, or up to date. This is a phenomenal series, especially since many of us are otaku. It's got a lot of references to video games, manga, anime. As somebody who's a mid-20s working person, this is just right up my alley because I can relate to the characters so much. And so this is just a great one if you're just looking for a laugh. If you love otaku culture, if you're a working person, this is going to be the manga for you. So this is volumes 1 to 11 of Your Lie in April complete. That's the Loot cover, Loot Crate volume 1 special cover. This is a beautiful story about a girl who's a violin player and the boy who is the piano player, and just their connection as they create music together. It's just you feel for the boy, and you see their relationship develop, but you see the struggles that they both go through, and it's really interesting. If you've got any sort of affiliation with music at all, definitely check it out. I check out the anime too. The anime is amazing. I think the only gripe I have about the manga is that there's no music in it, and it's a music thing. So if you're reading the manga and you're missing the music, I highly recommend just looking up the performances on YouTube. That would kind of wrap everything together. So, Ancient Magnus Bride, volumes 1 to 4. I bought it just to try it out, and I have not gotten around to it yet. So eventually I'll get into it. Bloom Into You, 1 to 8 complete. This is on one of the top 5 things that I need to read. I have not read it yet. This is the only Yuri series that I have in my collection, so I definitely want to try it out to see if I like the genre or not. But we'll see when I get down to it. The next one is 3 Days of Happiness. That's the light novel, and then that's the self-printed version. I sold my life for 10,000 yen. So that's the self-print manga right there. I will not talk about that. Obviously, I will go ahead and just skip this, but it is a fantastic story, and I'm excited to have it in my collection. All right, the next one is I Had the Same Dream Again, and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Both are by the same mangaka and artist, and these are based off of the light novels. These are both beautiful kind of relationship stories. They're life stories. They really make you reflect on your life, and I really enjoyed both of these. These are kind of great to kind of dip your hand into like romance stuff if you're really into shonen or seinen stuff. Like, this is just a cheap, easy way for you to kind of get into the genre and see if you enjoy it. So Orange and Orange Future, I have not gone around to reading this yet, but I want to read it. It's just getting buried so much on my TBR list, so we'll see if I get around to it. I know I will eventually. So Toma-chan is a Girl, 1 to 8 complete. I just got this in from Right Stuff, and so within like the last week, so I'm really excited to read this. So this is going to be something I read probably within the next month. The Gods Lie, nice little one-shot. Great starter manga. If you got a friend that wants to start manga, I would recommend this one. This is kind of a good one to kind of dip their toes in there. So Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, 1 to 4 up to date. This one was weird. I didn't like the first volume, to be honest with you, and I decided to give volume 2 a try just as one more shot. And I loved it. I loved the progression of the romance. The comedy, especially when they started adding characters, the comedy just got a lot better. So yeah, if you didn't like volume 1, give volume 2 a try. And if you don't like it then you probably won't like the rest of it. So it's kind of debated in that aspect. So Laid Back Camp 1 to 6, and I'm getting 7 to 9 relatively soon from Right Stuff from their holiday sale. I love this manga. I don't know why, especially because it's about camping. Girls camping, but it is so well done. It's so informative about just camping and the different aspects of it, so it's just really cool. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't, because this is just one where you can pick it up and just play some nice easy music and just have a good time. So Blue Flag 1 to 5 up to date. This is another one that's on the top 5 of my TBR list, and I just wanted to kind of collect a few and then just read half of the series now, and then because it's only an 8-volume series, and then I'll go ahead and read the rest of it as it releases. Then we got Voices of a Distant Star, 5 centimeters per second. These are all Weathering with You, Your Name. These are all by the same mangaka, our story writer, Shinkai. I mean, he is an absolute master writer. I mean, he can just write a romance story that really tugs at your heartstrings. These are both little one-shots of the manga that are based off of the anime films. I love the mangas. Both of these are phenomenal mangas, and I've heard that these are better than the movies, which is why I picked them up. Compared to the manga for these two, which I heard are good, but not as good as the movies. So yeah, I have enjoyed all 4 of those works, and so I enjoyed picking these up as mangas, and I enjoyed having these as movies. So that's kind of how I did it. So if that's how you want to do it too, that's how I recommend it. So all right, that's my romance slice of life shelf. Moving on. All right, so as my videos keep getting longer and longer, I'm realizing that this video is going to be way too long, so I'm going to try to speed through this. This is my cube shelf. Starting up here, this is the Violet Evergarden limited collection set. Very limited release, and I actually ended up picking it up from Right Stuff because they had a couple extra in stock, and I'm really glad I did because the prices now are absolutely ridiculous for this set. So who knows if Funimation is ever going to reprint this. This is my anime collection. I only collect anime if I really, really enjoy it, and a lot of times if I do watch the anime and it's got the manga source material, I'd rather just go for the manga source material. So I'm not going to go through this, but that's just, you can pause and take a look at that. Got Message to Adolf by Osamu Tezuka, underrated series. I loved it. I thought the story was amazing, really dark, but really just beautifully written. The artwork is Tezuka artwork, so if you're not into that cartoony type of thing, then this might not be for you. Artwork is really going to throw you off. This is my Satoshi Kon one-shots, and so I will be reading these shortly. I just got these in last week, so I hope to just hear what all the hype is about, especially with Opus. Dorohedoro 1 to 23 complete. I got this in the summer sale, and I still haven't gotten around to it, but this is the next seinen series on my kind of TBR list that I'm going to read, so this is up next. Golden Kamuy 1 to 19 up to date. This is a great series. Absolutely great. There's a lot of characters. Perfect balance between comedy, cooking, story, history. I mean, it's got everything you need. Bei Senpai, I really think, says it best. This is a great series to get into seinen because it's not too hard to chew. It's not like really dark or anything like that. It's got a perfect balance of everything. Girls Last Tour 1 to 6 complete. This is a great series. It's really just about like a slice of life, but in an apocalyptic setting with these two girls. And it's a beautifully written story because it's just super dark, but there's light in the darkness is basically what the story is about. So give it a shot. It's only 6 volumes, so it's not too much of an investment. This is my Satsuki Yoshino works, Barakamon 1-18, Honda-kun 1-7, and Yoshino Zakara 1-2, up to date. So I picked these up. I read Yoshino Zakura first. I loved it, and because I loved it so much, I went ahead and picked up everything else that he has released in English. So this will be kind of a dive into his stuff. But I love the comedy. I love the characters. I love the slice of life aspect. So I think I'm really going to enjoy this. Way of the House Husband 1-3. Still got to get volume 4. Great Yakuza comedy, episodic. So you can read a chapter, put it down, bring it back, and it's totally fine. So yeah, Blue Period volume 1. This was great. This was a great first volume about a boy who's kind of like a cool kid, but he wants more out of life, and he joins the art club, and he's exploring this artistic side of him that he didn't know that he had. Very well written. I love the main character. You can really just understand the struggle that he's going through. So, and all the information about art is spot on. So I highly recommend you check it out. Made in Abyss 1-8, up to date. Volume 9 comes out in March. This is a great series. Controversial because of all the maybe inappropriate things. At least, in the Western world, it's inappropriate. So, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody. It was a little much for me, to be honest with you. But the story is great, and I really enjoyed the dark premise. So, I'm going to keep it. Beastars 1-9, up to date. Gave volume 1 a shot. The artwork threw me off so much that I ended up selling it, and I didn't think I was going to pick it up again. And now here we are, because so many friends have told me that I need to read it. So I'm going to give this a shot again, and we're going to see how it goes. So, all right. This shelf back here is the back door to my cube shelf from the front. This has my Shojo stuff that I got from the Right Stuff sale that I will read in the next several months. And Saint Young Men, up to date. Some people like it, some people don't. Some of the religious references will go over your head if you're not part of that religion. And with the translations at the end of each chapter to help you explain it, then it's kind of one of those things where it's okay, well, then I go back to see if I understand the joke type of thing. For what it's worth, I enjoyed the first 3 volumes. Volume 4 was so I'm debating whether to keep picking this up, but because some of the references just kind of went over my head. So I guess that's kind of why some people just don't like it, and I'm kind of on that same train. So, all right, moving back to the walls of the wall shelves. So the rest of these shelves here on the wall, I basically have them arranged as the top 2 shelves are shonen by publisher, and then the bottom shelves are just the big volumes that I put as I see fit, like whatever looks good on the shelf. So Assassination Classroom box set 1-21 complete. I watched the anime for this, one of the first animes that I watched, and I cried at the end of the second season because it is just, so well written. And I decided to pick up the manga to be able to just have the source material and support the industry in that sense. So I will get around to it once I finish reading everything else, I guess, since I've already know the story for this. Astra Lost in Space 1-5. Just picked this up on the Right Stuff sale, so I'm excited to read this. And it's a short series. I've heard it's very good. It's simple, but it's done really well, and they don't drag the story on. So Bakuman 1-20 complete. Same kind of team that did Death Note. Slice of life, something a little different. So I'm excited to read this. It's just been getting pushed back on my TBR list as I picked up more and more things. So Black Clover 1 to I think 23. The rest of it's over there, up to date with the Loot Crate Volume 1 special cover. This is a great underrated shonen. For those of you who don't like the anime because of the pacing or the voice actors, give the manga a shot, because I really have found the manga to be very enjoyable to read, from the artwork to the pacing to the no filler nonsense. So I really have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the power system, the guilds, just everything about it is just really, really cool to me. So I highly recommend you check it out. Vinland Saga 1 to 11 up to date. I've read through the first 3 omnibuses, and I absolutely think that this is an incredible series. I love just everything about it. It's so historically well done, and you can tell that the mangaka is putting in a lot of effort into it. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Too bad it just gets released so slowly. Planet Test 1 to 2 complete. Sci-fi slice of life. It really makes you think, and I just really enjoy it. So it's a great read, not too big of an investment. So Ping Pong, the Viz releases for this. This is complete. This is the next sports series that I want to get into. So I've heard many great things about it. So I'm excited, and I hope that I really enjoy it. So, all right, next shelf. All right, we're on the next part of the shelves here. I forgot to show this off. This is a Chi or Chai's Sweet Home, the cat manga crossover with Attack on Titan. So everybody's like a little cat, and I absolutely love it. It's so funny, really cute. So it's prominently displayed. This is my Haikyuu stuff, my 2 Master Star figures for Hinata and Kageyama. And that back there is like a DVD of the mangaka like drawing Hinata, which is pretty cool. And this is just like a self-published little art book of all the guys in some different kind of clothing and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a review on it on my channel when I get around to it, because this is just something that came when I bought the used set of Haikyuu that I did. So, all right. Starting down here, Chainsaw Man 1 to 2 up to date. God, I've got some problems with Chainsaw Man. I'm trying to give it chances, but I don't enjoy it so far, to be honest with you. I mean, it's the premise is cool, the story is cool, but it's just, I don't know. It's so shallow. There's a lot of sexual, it seems so shallow with the sexual stuff going on in there. So I don't know. I mean, somebody tell me, does it get better? Because I hope it does, because I might drop it after volume 3. Dead Man Wonderland 1 to 13 complete. I read Livingstone. I love the art, and so I went ahead and picked up Dead Man Wonderland. And so I will read this very soon. I've heard really great things about it. Death Note 1 to 12 complete, part of that box set. I watched the anime. It was one of the first animes I watched when I was a kid. Got the manga. I will read it eventually. Dr. Stone 1 to 14 complete. Dr. Stone is great. I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the science. The one peeve I have about it is sometimes it just seems unrealistic, but the art is phenomenal. I mean, this was some of the best artwork I think in Shonen Jump. So, and overall the premise is cool. The story is cool. It's just so different. I mean, that's why I like it, because it's not really battle shonen. It's like smart sciencey battle shonen. So I don't know, it's really cool in that retrospect. So all right, Haikyuu. Big Haikyuu 1 to 41 up to date. I read the rest of it on the Shonen Jump app like a week ago because I just couldn't wait any longer. One of my favorite series of all time, top 3 for sure. Characters are great, volleyball is amazing. The action drawings are really fluid. This is, and I've heard the pacing of the manga is just better than the anime, so I highly recommend you check it out. Either the anime or the manga, you won't be disappointed. There's something in this for everybody: comedy, relationships, etc., etc. All right, continuing with this bottom shelf that I forgot. Summer Wars. This is the omnibus by Vertical. That's complete. I haven't read it yet, so I will get around to it. Erased, 1 to 5 complete. This is a great little psychological thriller. The artwork is really unique and different. And the side characters are great. And I think it does a great job of developing the story. And, every character's got their own little thing. And I think it's just really cool. So I enjoyed this read a lot. I highly recommend you pick it up, especially in these little nice hardcovers with the slip covers on them, which are really nice. Akira, 1 to 6 complete. This is part of the box set. I mean, what do I have to say? I mean, it's Akira. The artwork is amazing. The quality of the hardcovers is top notch. I mean, you really just can't beat it. I personally had some problems with the first 3 volumes, just with the pacing. But 4, 5, and 6 just really just blew me out of the water. And I actually watched the film after this, and it was so different. I watched it in the movie theaters, and it just really threw me off. Oh, here's my cat. And so it was just really cool in that sense that, it's different. So you have to go into the movie with an open mind, because I didn't, and I didn't really enjoy the movie. So there is that. So for those of you who really enjoyed the movie, let me know in the comments, because I'm actually genuinely interested. Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind by Miyazaki. Obviously, he's a master Studio Ghibli animator, director, and this is the manga for Nausicaa. Kind of his his baby work, not like baby work and it's a baby, but he really took care to do a lot of effort into this. So these are the nice hardcovers by Viz. So this is definitely something that I'm going to read very soon. Up here on this top shelf, we've got this is a little Haikyuu art book. This is the first art book that got released, and so it's really small actually. And it's got some really kind of cool art from the Haikyuu series. And this is the Mega art book that just got released on Christmas Eve, so a week ago. And I picked it up, and I had it imported from Japan. I don't know if it's going to get an English release. I can't imagine it won't, but I still wanted to pick it up anyway. Some of the artwork between the two are the same, which kind of bothers me. But there is some differences, so it is worth picking up if you're just an obsessed fan of Haikyuu. If you're going to pick one to pick up, I mean, get this one, because you're just going to enjoy the artwork more. This is smaller than a normal, regular volume. So, there's that problem. Hunter x Hunter, 1 to 36, up to date. Hiatus will be forever. I feel really bad for the mangaka, but I watched the anime for this, and I really loved it, so I ended up picking up the manga to support the mangaka. And then that's the volume 0 from Japan. Obviously I can't read it, but I just picked it up because I thought it was super cool. And this is the backstory of Kurapika. So Moriarty the Patriot, volume 1, waiting for volume 2. I love the first volume. It's one of those Shonen Jump things that I just was shocked about how good it was. This first volume was episodic. I think it was just to get everybody to dip their toes into the story, but it was very well done. I love the art, the mystery of Sherlock Holmes' rival, and his upbringing of Moriarty's upbringing. Just really cool. So I really enjoyed it. One Piece, I have the 3 box sets, so it goes up to volume 70, and those other 2 over there, so I'll show those off in a little bit. I am at volume 11 right now. I just finished the East Blue arc, so I think I'm on volume 12. I loved it. I get why this is the GOAT of manga for shonen. I mean, it's so much more than battle shonen. I mean, because each little story just goes into so much detail that gets you really invested in the characters, even though we're talking 2 or 3 volumes per story. So I've enjoyed it in that sense, and I've enjoyed the differences between each story in the first 11 volumes. So I'm gonna keep trudging along with the One Piece and enjoying every volume of it. So Levius hardcover. This is, I think it's an Omnibus, a 3-in-1. I have not read this yet, so I will be. I will see what it's about, but it's pretty low on my TBR list. I just picked it up because it was really cheap. I got a good deal on it. Vagabond 1 to 37 up to date. I got an amazing deal on this, like less than $10 an omnibus, and so I had to pick it up. I haven't got around to it, sadly, just because it's such like a heavy investment read, like with the length of it. But you know, just from the spines alone, I mean, the artwork I just know is top notch, from what I've heard from other people. So yeah, I will put it in the. I will read it in the 6 months, in the next 6 months before the summer. That's my goal with this one. So I know I will enjoy it. So I'm excited to read it. Kind of going across the wall here. This is my Tokyo Ghoul wall scroll with the signature of the voice actor for Kaneki. I think his name's Austin Kindle. I bought this off of Facebook. Somebody went to a con and got his signature. You know, he was like on a panel or something, and they were selling the wall scroll on Facebook. So I ended up picking it up. Do I know if the signature is authentic? No. I'm just assuming it is because I mean, they went to a con and they told me which one it was, and I looked it up and it seemed legit. But you know, for what it is a cool wall scroll. So and then that's my Soul Eater wall scroll that I picked up a couple months ago. I just love the colors, love the characters. I have the manga for it that I'm halfway through, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. All right, here's the One Piece box sets, all kind of in the little pyramid here. And then One Piece going up to volume 70. And then we have Rurouni Kenshin, volumes 1 to 28. I have not read this yet, but I picked it up because the price was just really great. So, and I knew it was something I was going to want to read eventually. Also, I'm glad I got it used. After I bought it, I found out what the mangaka did. I don't support that, so I won't be supporting anything like new to support him in the industry. However, I did pick this up used because I've heard amazing things about it. So I am, in that retrospect, I am excited to read it. This is my Inio Asano kind of corner here. Solanin, Downfall, Dead Demons, Destruction, and Goodnight Poon Poon. I've read all of this except for Poon Poon, so I am excited to read Poon Poon in the next 2-3 months, just to kind of see what the hype is about. You know, I have to say though, if you are looking for an Inio Asano series to get started with, you know, I always buy Solanin for my friends when I want them to start manga. I'll buy Solanin. Dead Demons is great. I love it. It was so different than the other two things that I'd read from him. And I had also read What a Wonderful World as well, but I ended up selling that off. I just I didn't like it that much. It was just too disjointed for me to understand what was going on. But now it's really apparently it's out of print, so I'm not really sure. If you're looking for any Asano stuff, try to pick that up before it goes up even more. But yeah, Poon Poon, I'm excited to read Poon Poon. You know, maybe when I want to get really, really depressed, I'll read it. All right, Berserk 1 to 6 up-to-date hardcovers. I have not read this yet, and my friend has been bothering me to read this. So this is after Dorohedoro. I'm going to read this. And I might take a break with these. These are just so expensive, but you know, with the Books A Million buy 2 get 1 free, and you can stack it with some coupons, you can really get these for a pretty good price. I mean, we're talking like $25 a hardcover, which is really good. So yeah, but I know I'm gonna enjoy it. It's the GOAT. It's number 1 on my anime list for a reason. So you know, there is that. Okay, we're gonna jump to this next shelf here. Alright, next shelf, this is my Tokyo Ghoul box set, and so we'll get to the manga in a little bit. Spy X Family 1 to 3 up to date. I love this manga. I've already put this in my top 10 just because it's just so well written. The dynamic between the three family members, Twilight, Anya, and the girl whose name I'm blanking on right now. Especially Anya, the faces she makes is just phenomenal. This is another manga where, this is one that I recommend, to my friends. If they want something, they want to dive into shonen, something that's not an anime yet, that they want to just like explore manga, this is it, because they can jump on right now, get the first 3 volumes, be up to date, and they can really enjoy it. And I just think the comedy in it is just something that's easy to grasp for everybody. So yeah, Spy Family, Spy X Family. Promised Neverland 1 to 18, or is it 17? 1 to 17 up to date. I have not read this yet, so my goal is I'm going to in the next month read through all of these and then read the rest on the Shonen Jump app to go ahead and finish it off. So Fire Force 1 to 20 up to date with the special this is the Akibento exclusive volume 1, which is weird because it's got Shinra holding a fireball, so that's interesting. But I think this is a great manga. I think what Atsushi Okubo's got going for him is his world building between this and Soul Eater. If you want an immersive story with like a lot of lore and with some decent action sequences, but just like a unique story, like this is it for you. And the characters are really interesting as well. I think just the one gripe I have about it is just like the fights. The fights are okay. I think the fights could be a lot better. So that's just the most disappointing thing for me. But I do enjoy the story. I am keeping up with this as it gets released physically. And I have enjoyed what I read so far. Noragami Volume 1. I have not read this yet. This is just, I got from a friend, and I will read it because I've heard amazing things about it. But at least for right now, it's not on my high on my list. Miruku-chan Volume 1. I just got this like 2 days ago, so I'm excited to read this. The artwork looks amazing in it, with the horror elements going on, so this seems like really, really cool series to kind of keep up to date with. ReZero, this is the manga version. This is chapter 1. I got these just as a throw-in from a package that I got, so maybe I'll sell them, maybe I'll read them, I'm not exactly sure. Now let's just go down here. This is the Tokyo Ghoul Monster Editions. This is all complete. Volume 1 is so out of print, it is ridiculous. Like, Barnes & Noble's was like, yeah, we're not going to continue publishing these, which was weird because they hadn't even finished the 5th one yet. But they decided to just stop making the first one. So everybody's trying to find the first one right now, which I really feel bad about because I don't know how anybody's going to find it. So yeah, there's that. So, but this is all complete. The quality of these, I get asked this a lot. The quality of these is relative like to the Fairy Tail Master Editions or the Attack on Titan Colossal Editions. Paper quality is pretty good. It's just such an awkward thing to read, but the art style really pops when you can just look at it with the big prints. So, but overall, it just looks really cool. So, and then this is the Tokyo Ghoul singles from the box set. So I'm excited to just dive into these since I just got this box set. So yeah. All right, last shelf. All right, I know I said last shelf, but I've got actually 2 more. But I did want to start up here. These are the art cards from the Steins Gate Zero a collector's edition. So I put these in little 5x7 frames and put them up. These are really cool. Just beautiful artwork. The colors really pop. So I like them on the black background. Then over here is my Billy Bat. I made this myself. I took the covers from some of the covers from the Japanese serialization of of Billy Bat and kind of put them together into a collage poster. And then I just had it printed out at like an Office Depot, and then slapped a frame on it. So as you can see from what I talked about in the beginning of the video, I mean, I can just show you this, and this is exactly why it's never going to get published in English. I mean, Billy Land, really? I mean, you know what it is. So, you know, take it for what it is, but it's still a phenomenal series and my favorite of all time. Kind of up here on the shelf, I've got Soul and Death the Kid from Soul Eater. I got a little print of Deku from My Hero Academia. This is also part of the Steins Gate Zero Collector's Edition. It's a phone stand, which is actually really cool for when you're like eating and stuff. And a little Deku figure. So this is the first figure I actually ever bought. So yeah. All right. We got the rest of Soul Eater here up to 25, and this is complete. Saga of Tanya the Evil 1 to 5. This is the manga version. You know, I have heard basically that the manga is like the anime where it's more streamlined and story based, and the light novel goes more into the psychological kind of thoughts of Tanya. Like it just expands on that. So the light novels intimidated me in that sense because they're just so huge. And the artwork for the Saga of Tanya the Evil was so appealing to me. That's why I ended up picking these up. So, yeah. All right, moving on. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun 1 to 6 up to date. I will read volume 6 in the next couple of days. I just got this in from Right Stuff. This is a great series. It's super cute. The artwork is awesome. It goes into like, if my memory serves me correct, it's like connected to Japanese lore with like some of the old like folk tales of Japan, but it's like put into the school setting. I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I love Hanako-kun and I love the side characters. I think all of it just progresses really well. And so if you're looking for kind of a darker shonen, with kind of a more streamlined story, with really nice artwork, this is the one for you. Don't let the title throw you off, because it definitely did for me. So, all right, Ajin 1 to 15 up to date. I read the first 2 volumes and I just got the rest from Right Stuff on the Right Stuff holiday sale. The first 2 volumes blew me away. The demi-humans are so cool. And I think what was great about the start of this series was that they just threw you into the action immediately. You've got these demi-humans, and they explain it really well at the beginning, just enough for you to kind of dip your toe in, and then the action just starts and you're just totally hooked from the beginning. At the end of volume 2 is kind of the introduction of, I think, the main antagonist of the story, which I've heard is the most crazy antagonist ever. So I'm really excited to read the rest of this and catch up to it. This will be before Dorohedoro, so I'd say this is going to be done within the next month. So I'm excited. Alright, Shujo Oshimi, Blood on the Tracks 1 to 3. I read volume 1, and then I picked up 2 and 3 on the holiday sale. Volume 1 was so cool. This is my first Oshimi work, and I loved it. It was just like, you knew something was wrong. Like the whole time you're like, oh no, like I don't feel comfortable with this. And then the end of volume 1, you're just like, oh my god, like what in the world? So I'm excited for 2 and 3 because I basically, after I read volume 1, it's been like a month and a half since I've been able to pick up the rest of it. So yeah. Hellsing in the single editions 1 to 10 complete. And as you see, volume 10 is like this because I have to read volume 10. This is what I'm currently reading, and I am about to finish 10 today, so I will be done with this. Yeah, it's different. I don't know if I like it per se. I would give it either a 6 or a 7. I might do a review on this, but and I'm not going to spoil anything. I think the premise is cool. You know, you've got the vampires and you've got the gore. The artwork is unique. The story is just out there. It's so like weird, but like in a good way. But I don't know. I just had some problems with the characters. Personally, and I had some problems with the action sequences. So that's all. I'll leave it for you if you're picking up those deluxe editions right now to just go ahead and decide for yourself. So and I've got some room here to expand for the rest of this as I get more shonen stuff in. You know, I push everything down. So this bottom shelf here, Inuyashiki 1 to 10 up to date. Same mangaka who wrote Gantz, so I have not read Gantz or Inuyashiki yet, so I'm excited to read this. But this has just been one of those like Bakuman where like it's been on my TBR list for so long and it just keeps getting buried. So and on that same trend, To Your Eternity 1 to 5, this is the same mangaka who wrote Silent Voice. I picked it up because I love Silent Voice, and so I picked this up like right after I finished reading it, and I still haven't read it yet. So I need to read it because I've heard amazing things about it, especially from like Omnibus Collector on YouTube. He has a great review on it. So, and then the last one, All You Need Is Kill, based off of the Day After Tomorrow. No, the one with Tom Cruise in it with the robots. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But this is a 2-in-1. One of the first mangas I picked up. I got it for just super dirt cheap. So that's why it's literally sitting in the corner, because I still haven't read it yet. But because I've watched the movie, so I'll get around to it eventually. Okay, I've got one more shelf, and then we are all done here. So this is the last shelf in my collection, and you see it's pretty jointed from the rest of the collection because I just don't have any room. So this is the American graphic novels. This is Mouse by Art Spiegelman about the Holocaust. It's a beautifully written story. If you're into the Holocaust and World War II, I highly recommend it. This is a great companion to Message to Adolf because it's, both were about World War II and the Holocaust and that type of thing. So I really think they go hand in hand together. It's really kind of cool. Saga volume 1, this is a hardcover. It's just like a single volume though, so yeah, I'm gonna pick up the rest of this. I just wanted to get volume 1 to kind of try out. So this is my light novel shelf. I just put all my light novels here. I've got a gap here because I had season 1 of Monogatari and I heard the box set was coming out, so I ended up selling my singles for the Monogatari set, and I have bought the first box set, the reprint from Books A Million. So, cross my fingers that comes in pretty soon. I'm always nervous with reprints because who knows if they're gonna, just not fulfill your order or whatever. So, hopefully I get that. But I did read it, and it's, there's a reason why Monogatari is the GOAT of light novels. It's just the realm of Monogatari and the connections it makes between like the monster side of it to the emotional side of it is really kind of cool, and the characters are top notch. I mean, you can't meet Monogatari's development of characters. So yeah, and there's season 2. And season 3's box set comes out in June or July, I think. So I can't wait to pick that up too. So I'll have all 3 of the box sets, which would be awesome. Clashing with Elite 1 to 6 up to date. I have not read this yet. I watched the anime and I heard that the light novel is just, that's where you need to go is the light novel. So this is kind of my 3rd light novel series. So this is like I will read this very soon, but I'm actually reading another light novel series right now, which I'm gonna do right now. Talk about. So I will read this eventually. I did enjoy the anime though. I'm glad I watched the anime before I read this because I've heard the anime is just so different. So 86, I picked this up in the holiday sale for Right Stuff. This is kind of like the big novel that's going on right now, big light novel. Like the hype is really surrounding this one.
The premise is super cool, like a post-apocalyptic type of thing. So that's right up my alley. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. So I can't wait to read this. This is the light novel I'm reading right now. My youth romantic comedy is Wrong as I Expected. I have finished the first 5 right here. So I've got 6 through 10 that I still need to read. You know, I had some problems with it at first, and as I kept going with 3, 4, and 5, the pacing got better, the storyline got a little bit more streamlined, and the development of the characters progressed a lot faster. And I think that was the problem that I had with the first 2. Like the first volume, you got a taste of everybody, but then volume 2 was just nothing, and I was like, oh gosh, I don't think I'm gonna like this. But yeah, 3, 4, and 5 has really picked it up, so I'm really excited to finish the rest of this. So this has really kind of pulled through for me. At Night I Became a Monster. This is the same person who did I Want to Eat Your Pancreas and I Had the Same Dreams Again. This is the light novel. I've heard mixed things about this, so I picked it up because it was super cheap and I wanted to collect all of her works, Yurasamino's works, English releases. So I am excited to read this. I heard it was okay, so we'll see. I'll be the judge of that. So, and then this kind of stack here is just like random volumes, right here. So yeah, just a bunch of random stuff. Well, after that long video, if you've made it all the way to this point, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. As you see, manga, like yourself, manga and anime is a big passion of mine. I'm excited to share it with you. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you enjoyed what I created, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Check out my Instagram, that will be in the description below, and also my anime list link will be on there. Go ahead and send me a friend request. I love to see what other people are doing and reading and watching. So yep, this has been Prof Otaku, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye now.